record. We hit a record in both exports and imports. So there's more and more that we are using that involves China's supply chain. In 2021, we commissioned a report with the China Institute at the University of Alberta that looked at the economic impact that China has on Canada. And the section of that report on imports highlighted that China increasingly supplies Canadian businesses with capital, things like factory and machines, as well as intermediate goods. It's not nearly so much an end good import play as it used to be. And those imports then enhance domestic consumption, or they go into Canadian exports that then go to other places, both of which are strong contributors to Canada's GDP. And understanding the role that China plays in our new supply chain world is important. We have companies that talk about being in China for China, so they're going deep into local supply chains. But in the survey that CCBC did in 2021 with our members, we found that many of those companies that are in China for China are also exporting Chinese goods back home to Canada. And we also know that as companies are looking at doing more in Southeast Asia or India, they look at, what do I need to do in terms of supplying? Do I want to establish additional links in the chain? And that's not always easy. Our Vice Chair, David Fung, for example, discussed on CBC recently how he tried to move some of his manufacturing to Vietnam, and it was very difficult. The capabilities were 10, 15, even 20 years behind where they are in China. I also note that if you're going to try to establish supply chains in those countries, you're likely going to be working with similar partners that you are working with in China, because those companies are also expanding. And so it's important to understand the landscape.